Hey Darius,
All
we
right,
all
yeah,
got
we live. Come on, we live now, boys. We live. What a wonderful show we got planned for everybody. Everybody, we got planned a wonderful show because last week's race, the Daytona, with the Atlanta race, I
Atlanta.
keep saying Daytona because it's restricted plate, but the Atlanta race,
ATL.
that was crazy. The
Yeah.
ending was crazy, crazy, man, and we got a lot to say about it. But let's get the show started. Hey, man, you cannot go wrong. What do y'all think about that race, man?
The intro actually feels like we know what we're doing.
I know
You know what I'm
NASCAR,
saying?
NASCAR, NASCAR, baby.
And then they get on here like us guys like, yo, but that last Atlanta race, man.
Trey, you
So
watched it.
I did not, but I saw the highlights.
It don't count.
So Darius, Mr. Newman, I'm gonna call him Mr. Newman because this dude taught me a lot. Mr. Newman, I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm gonna need you guys to remind me. It's not on my radar. And so I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened to me. What happened to me was I was on one of the social media platforms and it was like boom. They were talking about the race, and I was like, whoa. And then they showed the ending, and I was like, oh man. So Darius, that's on me. But I do need you to text me, to call me, to say, hey, it's gonna come on at this time. Because Deke is tired, because he know that I'll be ignoring him. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him, but I don't blame him. But the last show, you guys got me interested, man, with you and all of our individuals who came on. So I definitely am back here today because everybody promised that they was look, even BJ Morgan is
Shout
in
out to
the
BJ.
hey,
BJ.
BJ was on there teaching me something. So I'm back because of y'all. And so you guys got to do one more thing. Al, did you watch it?
I watched it, man. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did watch it.
Yeah. That
Shout
means
out to Al. Shout out to Big Al.
Thank you, Darius. Thank you.
Trey, you slacking, man.
So I thought Kyle Busch won that thing on that 5. I thought his car was inked out. I mean, that photo finish thing was crazy.
That it was wild. I haven't seen a finish like that in a long time, if not ever. I don't ever remember seeing a 3 wide photo finish like that.
They said that the three wide between the first, second, and third car is the first time ever that close as a photo finish. It's always a 1 and 2 car, but it's
Yeah,
never been 3 cars.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
That was crazy, man. Everybody was lined up like that, man. And, I had Bush winning it, but, hey, that was a hell of a race, man. It was just a hell of a race.
I was hoping Blaney kind of got loose in 3 and 4 and kind of slide up a little bit. And since Bubba was right there on the bottom, Bubba could just, go right there and, win it. But it's all good. Bubba got another top 5 finish for the second straight
Yeah.
race to start the season. So
When you do that, is he scoring points for the overall title when he does that right now, or is it? It's not. They're not doing points.
well, it's not for the overall title. It's just for him to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because once you make the playoffs, it's just a reset. So really, whatever you do in the last 10 is what's going to matter for the overall championship. But he's really just positioning himself right now to make the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah, even though it's a reset, they do categorize them as how many races you've won, how many points you've earned.
Yeah.
So it's a reset to 0, but they do position you as 1, 2, 3, and for all that all the way to was it 16 cars now or 14?
I think 16, ain't it? 16 or 14, something like that.
Well,
Can't remember right now.
It's the last couple of I mean, whatever it is. He raced himself in last year because he didn't win a race, so he was able to gather enough points to keep going up until pretty much the last. The last one he fell out right, 16 cars. Hey, let me just say this: BJ Morgan is our official statistician and historian for NASCAR. So if you ever had a question, just say it and he'll pop it up, put it in the chat, whatever. He got you covered, my man.
Thank you,
You
BJ.
You don't
Appreciate
made
you,
it
BJ.
official. I like that. That you made it official. Good, because this guy is on top of it, man. Shout out to BJ.
Absolutely. Biggest Steve, what's happening, fella?
What's up, Steve?
Biggest Steve.
So, as watching the race, man, this thing, as I said last week, I'm not really a big restricted plate race guy, but
I know what that is. That's where they take the thing and they make the hole smaller. And you know, speed limit.
Look who paid attention to class last week.
He was in class last week.
So I'm not a big restrict play race guy, but I did like this Atlanta race, and I'll say that because even though it was a restricted play race, you could tell they had individual speed. You know what I mean? So it wasn't all about having to follow somebody to get to the front. Because I noticed that when Bubba was a lap down, he was trying to get that lap back to stay in front of Chastain, I think it was, or whoever it was he was trying to stay in front of. He was going up the middle, and he was jacking cars. And that's the same thing I was saying, man. You can't be nice at a certain point, man. You just got to make a hole. You know, you got to start cutting people off. I was talking to somebody on the horn. I was like, he got to cut people off and just make a move because
and be aggressive. Aggressive.
Because in Daytona, you got to follow the line. You got to pick your times and choices, but that line is the only thing that get you to the front. He was going up the middle, and it could have been too because people were trying to save a little gas, but he was obviously pushing it, and you could tell he had speed because at the end he was at number 5. You know, he ended up in the front somewhere.
Right.
So it was a good race.
I mean, you're supposed to be restrictive in how much speed, and everybody has the same speed, but his car at that moment was faster than everybody.
Yeah, because there's still a draft. There's still a draft going on. It's just not a major thing where you couldn't have individual speed. Because you even tell the guy up front was able to stay out front longer than he would have at Daytona. It just felt different to me, and I like it. Atlanta's his 5th year or 6th year that is a restricted plate race, but it turned out pretty good, man. I enjoyed that race the whole time, and even when he was a lap down, you could tell that there was going to be a time where he can get that lap back. You know, I never thought
was that a super speedway, Darius?
It was a speedway.
So it's like a baby. It's like a baby super speedway. It's not like Daytona, like Deacon mentioned. So they don't form up in huge packs like how they do in Daytona and Talladega. As you saw in Atlanta, it was a lot of single file. You know, cars are starting to get a little spread out and little stuff like that. But here's my thing with Bubba being a lap down. He should have never been a lap down. We got to kill these mistakes. I'm just saying, like, man, he got to stop making mistakes. I'm just saying.
Fault, right?
It was his fault because he was speeding.
Yeah.
He got caught speeding on pit road. So if it's not the pit crew, if it's not the Detroit Pistons killing them, it's himself. Like, can we get a perfect race?
Yeah. So anyway, right now he's in 4th place as far as let me pull it up. He's in 4th place as far as the standings are concerned, and he's the only car to have finished in the top 5 in both races. So I mean, it's a good start to the year. Yeah, and I hope that he keeps it up because we're going to Las Vegas, which is another big track too, right? Las Vegas has a big track too. So here he is right here, number 4, and it says he's 3 points from number 1. So that's basically because people have won races. One person has won a race, but you can tell his laps led is what's holding him back. He's got to get up front and lead some laps because that's the only reason Austin Centric and William Byron won a race, but there's only Centric won a race, but it's the only reason he's up front. Exactly. So I mean, you gotta love that, man.
And Las Vegas is a good track for him too. So it's a good track. I mean, he's bought strong cars to Las Vegas before, so he should have a strong race coming up this weekend as well. I mean, the way the season has started, he's on a great streak, and then the next few races he has strong cars. I mean, he really is in great spot right now to compete for a championship this year.
Why are you saying that Las Vegas is a good spot for him? What makes it?
Because he's performed well there before.
Oh,
And
Is it?
they bring good speedway cars.
Mhm.
So like good like say for Las Vegas, Texas, Charlotte, they always bring good speed to those type of tracks, and they're all the same. It's just a different location, but it's the same package. And so he brings great speed to those tracks. Toyota is a great manufacturer to be reckoned with this year, and he's beneficial of that. He just needs to put it all together and win some races this year.
Yeah.
So
And then,
Deacon, there's Bubba got a drive mate with him. He had another car out there. Does Jordan have two cars out there, or still just one?
we got 3 cars now. Don't do the 23X team.
I think they only have two. They still got the 23 and the 45, which is Tyler Reddick. It's only those
Oh,
two.
yeah.
I thought they had another one this year. Or was it be next year?
I think it's next year, but right now it's still only the 45 and 23.
Okay. Well, Tyler Reddick's a good driver too. He's actually
Tyler Reddick be winning races. He's
Yeah,
putting pressure on Bubba.
he's done a lot more than Bubba as far as a racer is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still Bubba's team. He's the OG in the room, so he got there first. That's all I can say.
I would love to know how much an owner makes. I know they make a lot of fortune on there, but how much an owner makes on these cars, man, and how they parlay their money. Because I'm sure Jordan is not investing. It's like Gibbs now. He's not investing to come break even. That's for sure.
No, they definitely they make money. They make money at the track, but they make most of their money from the investors and sponsors. That's where all the money comes from, sponsorships. So the drivers make a lot of money too for sponsors, but they make a lot of money at the track too, because they got some tracks, $1 million tracks, right? Where they race $4 million. That's usually the Coca-Cola 600, right, or something like that at Atlanta. That's why I was kind of confused at why Atlanta's a restricted plate race, because they usually have the All-Star race in Atlanta. So how would it be? Yeah, they make plenty of money, big guy. They ain't out there just doing it.
I know they out there for free. I know that's for sure. You know what I'm saying? Just because they like speed.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so they got two full-time cars. So they bring another one. I thought he got another charter, but I guess he's not ready to win full-time yet.
BJ, what's the drop the number of the part-time? Who's the part-time driver?
So there's no race like that was, man. That was an incredible finish. You could tell and the wrecks were they were often they came nice and at a good time for us. But so it was like the second lap that they had the first big wreck, didn't it?
Yeah,
it was like right up front. I mean, these guys, and it was since they don't practice, it's not like a regular race where they practice for the race and they had to get a race trim, and they don't practice for the restricted plate races no more, right? So they don't do practice no more for restricted plate race. So every time somebody gets out there in a restricted plate car, they never know how it's going to perform.
Right.
So they qualify, they just don't practice. So you just got what you got, man, and it just so happens that around the first couple of turns, man, Atlanta's not an oval; it has different turns, man. So you gotta take it easy on the first couple of laps. But look, they were going for it, man. And that first lap, Bubba got hit, and it turns out it wasn't as bad as everybody thought. But that splitter got messed up real bad.
So Atlanta is not one big oval.
It's not an oval. It's like a tri-oval kind of. It's like a hook. It's like a hook, and then it goes straight and it hooks back. So it's not an oval, but some tricky turns in there. Listen, my man, Coco's here. South, I thought Coco 600.
And without that practice time, again, it was a result within that first accident on lap 2 that early to involve that many cars, just because people were checking up. As it shows to you, practice really matters sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Crown Jewel races are normally the highest, like the Brickyard, the one in Indy. That's a good high-paying one. Daytona 500, Coca-Cola 600. And then there's another one. There's another high-paying one too. I'm trying to remember what the other one is.
Yeah. So that's why Daytona is actually number one, the first race of the year. It's different. They call that their Super Bowl. That's their number one race of the year.
Right.
So which is odd, coming to be the first race of the year. But it's only if you think about it in football references or anything else. So they got their own thing.
Right,
So
right.
Darius, do you remember Darius a couple of years ago? I mean, for a while they had all the great drivers of different series driving just one type of car, and one speed, and it kind of really focusing on the driving skills of the car. What was the name of that series? You remember that series?
Are you talking about the Le Mans series?
I think it was because you had not only Indy cars, you had Indy cars, you had NASCAR. It was all different drivers. The top drivers from all different fields would come in and just drive one car and see who was the best at driving. I think it wasn't a men's series. It was a series that came on. It was real good. I don't know if you ever watched it. It was real good.
Yeah, I did watch it. If I'm not mistaken, Jimmy Johnson even drove in that series recently a few years ago.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
He teamed up with some F1 guy and another team, and they ended up driving in the Le Mans series.
Yeah.
They actually did pretty solid too. I watch it every now and then. I don't really follow it too much. NASCAR is my bread and butter. That's the one that I love to follow. But I am familiar with that series as well as what you.
So you don't watch F1 at all?
I follow it, but I don't watch it. It's boring to me.
It is. They don't have those kind of finishes in F1, man. Because F1
they don't.
Is so light, and I don't know. Them cars.
And if you touch them ever so slightly, they go flying in the air. Like you can't rub on each other. You can't rub on each other, and you can't race side by side for a while. Like there's no good racing in that.
They got great crashes. F1 got great crashes though. They did some great crashes.
That's why me and Al we going for the Spy Hunter of races. We're trying to come up with our own series. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna call it Those That Want to Watch series. It's gonna be crazy.
We're looking for crashes.
Everything's gonna have certain type of weaponry that are gonna be safe, but it's gonna be fun to watch. It's gonna be wild.
It's called Bloodsport F2s.
Hey, it's gonna be on go-karts. Yeah, just to make sure everybody live.
Yeah, they definitely need more diversity. That's why we're following all of the black drivers that are coming up in the sport. And it's like a lot of different sports, man. It's hard to get in the door because of people like to hire what they're familiar with,
Right.
And sometimes diversity comes last. So Rajah Caruth and what's the other dude's name? Actually, we had a dude on here yesterday, Dylan Newman.
Nah, I'm Newman.
Yeah, Dylan Harrison.
Dylan Harrison.
My man's coming up in the ARCA. I mean, he just got his ARCA license. So we got people who are trying to get into the sport, man. It takes a lot of sponsorship. It takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of effort. And you really have to be committed to that track. Because if you're not, there's no way you're going to practice part-time and make it to that kind of level.
You're right. And then you mentioned Rajah Caruth, and I just saw the comment also from BJ. Definitely shout out to him because he got 2 top 10s already starting off in the season, in both truck races. So definitely shout out to Rajah for doing his thing out in the truck series right now. He's another up-and-coming driver that's going to be coming up through the series. And, but we see Bubba mentoring him and talking to him throughout, his performances. So, watch out for that young brother. He's coming up next.
Yeah.
Is that right? Rajah Caruth.
Yeah, he's next. He's up next.
He's a good driver. And another,
got to get some highlights in here, man.
Yeah, he's another driver that I was saying the same thing as Bubba, man. You get that dude some equipment, get him some speed, and you will see that he's just as good a driver as everybody else. Because he's coming up from the ARCA races too. So he's just now getting into a full sponsorship with the truck races. So yeah, man, I watch him too, man. I be rooting for him as well. So
Man,
yeah, definitely.
People don't understand. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was like, man, it's hard for us to get into the sport. I mean, this sport's been dominated for decades, centuries for real. And the fact that we got two young brothers that's really competing at the highest level in their respective series
Yeah.
is mad impressive, man. It is mad impressive. And we also got some African American ladies coming up. So
I see. I
I
saw.
don't know if y'all noticed that.
Yeah. Yeah, we got they in the pit crew too, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so we coming in there. Once we get in the sport, we taking over. So it's just a matter of time.
Uh,
Yeah.
Dalen said that LeVar Scott drives the ARCA races. Yeah, he got Raja's old ride. So
Yeah.
it's almost
Yeah.
that's good though. They got a little pathway there. You know what I mean? One out,
Yeah,
one in.
he was the one who started it all for real. He was the first one. If I remember back in if not the 90s, he
Who was
got
that?
in NASCAR. Scott.
Who's that? No. LeVar Scott is different. That's a different guy.
Oh
You
no,
talking? You
who's
talking
the
about?
guy?
No, you thinking Lindell? What's
Yeah, Lindell.
Yeah,
Lindell.
Lindell, yeah.
I saw his Netflix documentary, and I remember him from back in the day. He got in there and won the race, and they tried to take it away from him.
Yeah. I saw
Well,
that documentary.
even before him was Wendell Scott. So that's my who you be thinking. Wendell Scott. His name is LeVar Scott.
Didn't they make a movie about Wendell Scott? Didn't
Yeah, that was
they? Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor joint.
Yeah. Greek was that
Grease Lightning. Was it Grease Lightning?
Nah, but he's
Grease
like
Something like that.
Wendell Scott. That was his costume. Oh, you mean the name of the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the name of the movie was Grease Lightning. No, you're right.
Yeah, I know. I thought I was right.
No, I thought you were talking about Grease Lightning from Greece. Yeah,
Hey man, hold up. We gotta be right about this. Let me gotta look that up. Was that movie Grease Lightning?
yeah, it's Grease Lightning.
I think it was Grease Lightning. Well,
Grease
while
Lightning.
Trey looking it up, hey, Darius, next time you come to DC, man, we're gonna go up to Bud Creek. We're gonna and look for the Red Tail Dancers. They driving too. They coming out. The Red Tail Dancers.
Red
They
Tail
driving.
Dancers went to Buzz Creek.
Yeah, Buzz Creek, baby. Yeah, Southern Maryland.
Word.
And they got to
Yeah,
do
man.
something in the
Red
off
Tail
season.
Dancers went to Buzz
Baby.
Creek.
All season.
Hey, let's go.
Buzz Creek,
I will
baby.
let you know when I'm back in the area for sure.
Hey, you know one thing I hate. The one thing what I'll say I don't like about, like if you go right now to a NASCAR site and they tell you what time the race starts, it'll say 3:30. You got to sit through an hour and a half of honky tonk before they even start racing. I mean, it's an hour and a half of just ridiculous stuff. And I'm sitting there like, I don't know when the actual race is going to start, so I have to be there. I have to watch, you know what I'm saying? I put it on silent and then I turn it on and they playing some honk tonk music or somebody in the crowd doing
Hey,
whatever.
man, we got Beyonce doing country music, baby. What you talking
Hey,
about? man?
she ain't at the race, baby. So I wish they would just put a track time on there. I would
What's the
say,
name of that,
have
that song she
you
got
ever
out there?
been now going to the race and being at the on track tickets where you get to go down at the pits before the race starts and all that stuff? Expensive tickets, but those are well worth it. Those are well worth it, man. It's eye opening going through all that stuff.
Yeah, I want to go on my next race. I want to be able to get there because I got to Daytona last week, probably like 3 hours before the race started. And I just see people just sitting down on the track and sitting down in the grass and just walking all around the track. And I'm like, man, I want to be down there next time. So no, I agree. That experience right there is totally different than just coming and sitting in the grandstands.
Hey, I just want to go ahead and confirm it was called Grease Lightning with Richard Pryor, but I wanted to be right. And then now you put the dates of when Grease Lightning came out with Richard Pryor and the song from Grease. And when they talk about Grease Lightning, that's interesting now, commentary. And that's another show for another day. Yes, sir, Mr. Lewis. Shout out to Mr. Lewis. Bugs Creek is legendary. A lot of people know about it, especially those of age. We're going to definitely get Mr. Newman to come back home and do that. Grease Lightning. And then the thing that I've learned from the years of sports watching, you never start at the time advertised.
Never.
That's one thing that's facts.
Hey,
Get
hey.
you first.
So what would you call the best NASCAR movie? You got a couple of them out there.
Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights.
yeah.
That's a comedy.
I was gonna get clowned by y'all because I was gonna say that, but then you got the what's the one that Brad Pitt, not Brad Pitt, but
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
did. What was that?
That was golly, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah,
Days
that
of
was a
Thunder.
good one.
Days of
Thunder.
Yeah.
Days of
that was a
Thunder
good
with
one.
Tom
Yeah.
Cruise, Talladega Nights with your boy
Matt
Will
Ferrell.
Ferrell.
Will
Ferrell.
Yeah,
and then what's the third one? Got to get three.
yeah. Days of Thunder was the thing.
What's
Hey
the
man,
third
I
one?
like Grease Lightning. That was my movie, Grease Lightning.
Grease
Boy,
Lightning
Richard
wasn't
Pryor
that
was
good
good.
now.
That was technically a NASCAR movie.
Was it?
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
when it started.
That was the first. That was one of the. He was the part of the first scene.
Okay.
To be honest, there's not a lot of NASCAR movies, so
NASCAR movie, but there's one we're missing. I know there's another one because I remember watching it. Hold on, let me look. Wonderful.
I like Days of Thunder, man.
Oh, the Dale Earnhardt movie was good. Yeah, I seen that too. That was
yeah,
good.
that one was good. That was a good tribute. That was a good one too.
Good tribute. Yeah, Dale Earnhardt. That was good.
Okay,
Man, that's a tough one now.
And Dale Earnhardt.
you got
Rowdy
Days
got a
of
movie
Thunder,
too.
Talladega Nights, Grease Lightning, The Last American Hero, Stroker Ace.
Stroker
I ain't
Ace.
seen Stroker Ace.
That's an old joint. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
that's
a porn,
old
buddy.
one.
That's a porn.
With your boy, what's that? Your boy.
That's a porn. joint.
That's a poor Jay.
Huh?
Al said, "Shut up, Al. Don't say that." Al will get us cut again, Deacon. Al's like, I'm tired of doing it. And then Racing Dreams, a documentary of youth aspirations.
We just had one come out. It wasn't a NASCAR race, but it was a racing movie.
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo. I kind of like that one though.
Gran
I enjoyed
Turismo
that.
is a true story. But
Burt
guys
Reynolds and
said
Stroker
that-
Ace.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what Dalen doing. He texted me, listen to it. Come on, man. Hey, listen, the link is in the chat, man. It's always in the chat at the top, man.
Who?
Y'all pop on.
Biggie Steve.
Nah, Dalen from last week.
Oh, word.
Oh yeah, tell him hop in. Tell him hop in.
Biggie Steve in the streets.
I'm gonna go with Grease Lightning though. Still with my third one though. I'm gonna go with Grease Lightning.
That's classic. It's classic.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that
Yeah,
one.
I like
Richard Pryor. You never go wrong with Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
No, you can't go wrong. And I like that movie. That movie was bomb. That movie was bomb. Days of Thunder wasn't bad,
But-
but that movie was, but there's another Daytona movie I can't think of. Even out of the ones that I just sat there and read. There's another one.
Daytona movie?
I want to say there was another movie. No, hold on. Let me see.
There's some F1 movies, but I don't think you're gonna
I
talk
got
about
it. I know what it is.
What's that?
Cars.
Come on, man.
A cartoon.
Man,
Come on.
are you
Hey,
serious?
Lightning
wasn't
McQueen has some issues, man. It was a great movie. It's 4 movies.
You lunch it, man. You gotta
Hey,
stop.
I'm scratching my head on this one right now.
Hey,
The next race is Las Vegas. The
gotta
next
have
race is Las
kids, right?
Vegas.
I got kids, and when you have kids, you gotta watch that thing 100,000 times. So I say that's a Daytona movie. Forget you, Newman.
Salute to the kids. You're right though. I've seen Cars like 50 times.
The kids had you in there watching that thing. 19. We're gonna watch it again. Yes. You gotta get someone watch it again with you. Come on, man.
No, you're right. You're right. You gotta
They're
do
actually
it.
making a new one. They're making a new one. All of y'all know that.
No, I didn't know that. No, now see you.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So the next one is Las Vegas. The next race is Las Vegas.
Yeah, so it's Las Vegas. There's actually somebody in the chat, Deacon. I know we mentioned her earlier. I think she has 2 of her sons that's in the pit crew.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I got in touch with her to see if she wanted to come on or her sons wanted to come on. She said maybe one day. But, they're probably busy right now. But
Mad busy.
Yeah, so to have 2 of your sons on the pit crew for that race, man, that's just a huge accomplishment already in itself. So, but yeah, Las Vegas is going to be a great race. You know, they're going to have the trucks and the Xfinity and Cup cars there. So we're looking for another trifecta weekend. Hey, Trey, we're gonna have to send you a alarm or a reminder to watch the race this time.
Yes, you will, and you should do that, and I will watch it. I promise. But you gotta
Hey,
remind me.
we can make you
You
watch
gotta
all the
remind me
honky
and
tonk
Biggie
stuff
Steve.
too.
Yeah.
You gotta remind me and Biggie Steve, because Biggie Steve is watching Herbie Love Bug Fully Loaded. So
Yeah.
he's at the bar right now.
Herbie is it?
Yeah, he's at the bar. Stop. He's eating his 8th chicken wing. He don't even know what number of drinks is.
No. What bar puts on Herbie though?
His bar.
A
Biggie
wizard
Steve got a
bar.
bar in the basement.
Right in
The
the back.
bartender, the bouncer, the cook. It's the best bar in America. I got one of those. Trust me. He's good
Hey,
to go. That's why he put that in the chat.
This is the track they're going to in Las Vegas, man.
Yeah,
So-
so it's not
It's a high speed track. It's just not a
Yeah.
restricted plate.
right. Okay,
Yeah.
so it'll be wide open
Yeah.
this time.
this
Yeah,
is
they'll
about-
still be running on the bottom and the top, so you're able to still utilize all the grooves in the track. So you'll still be able to get some great side by side racing, but it's definitely not going to be Atlanta. You'll see the field more spread out now in the normal race.
Now, is this a flat track, or does it have banking?
It has banking, 1, 2, and 3 and 4, and then there's banking in the trioval if I'm not mistaken either. But the banking is not as high in the trioval than it is in the corners.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. So
But yeah, we got banking so that way they're able to run up on the wall and still keep that speed.
19. I thought, you sure, or was it called something different than NASCAR? Or just in Las Vegas in 1998? He must be.
Yeah,
Nah, in Las Vegas. Yeah, it was in Las Vegas, the race in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's one of the newest races, one of the newer races. Hey man, I
Yeah,
don't
they
know
got
y'all-
rid of a lot of old tracks. Oh, go ahead.
I don't know if y'all know that, man. When y'all try to fly into Daytona, man, it looked like you about to land on the track. When the plane comes in, because the airport is right next to the track, so it looks like you about to land on the track when you fly in. So next time y'all fly into Daytona, when you looking down, you're like, I know we ain't landing on the track on the bank too, you know. And then the plane lands. The airport is literally right next to it.
It's funny you mentioned that because when I was sitting there, I just keep seeing planes take off. I'm like, yo, are they next to the backstretch or something? Like,
Yeah,
it
they
is
are.
really
Right there.
close. It's
real
really close.
That's where they had to land at. So they had to put it out. Hey, I mean, that's a good little backdrop, though. You want me to-
Yeah, no, it is. But yeah, even with Vegas though, watch out for Kyle Busch. I know you're a Kyle Busch fan, Deacon. That's his home track, and he's been real dominant there in the years. So the Busch brothers, man, they always dominant there.
I used to be. I'm a car guy, so I don't follow the driver. I'm a car guy. So once the 18 was gone, I was done with the 18. Anybody who drove it, though. So I'm over in the 23X now. Although, I still root for Joe Gibbs.
Here we go, Al.
Second team.
Here we go.
23X is the team that Bubble races for. It's the same. What are you talking about?
70-97. Al. 46, 49.
20.
And I used to like the 67, but now I like the 65. And
Listen,
and
listen.
hey, don't remember in 2023, the 97 3-time 5-4.
Yeehaw!
Listen,
right. The low ha. Right?
listen, man. But Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan own it. And Denny Hamlin's race car is number 11. Jordan is 23, so that's all it is. 23-11.
Man, Trey, you failed that homework assignment right there. You're supposed to remember 2311. That was your number one assignment.
I kind of got that. Then he started talking the other stuff. He starts talking that I like the 18, 19, I like the 19. I like the 37, 46, 49, 35. Height.
Hey man, if you like this content, you like NASCAR content, please give us a thumbs up. Follow and subscribe.
Subscribe and
We
enjoy.
talking real sports here. We talking NASCAR, real yeehaw like, real country like, really right here, baby. Right from the south. Washington, D.C., baby. Right from the south. The DMV.
TLC in the building.
Technically,
South, for being accurate, we are the northernmost southern
that's
city.
right.
We
We are
the
below the
South.
Mason-Dixon line.
South.
So,
South.
South.
Say it with
The
chest.
dirty south.
yeah.
South. F.
We don't use the F,
Mud.
we use the T.
We don't use the T. We
Yeah.
don't use the T. We use the F. Southeast.
That is facts.
Southeast.
Hey man. Hey,
Hey, hey.
So we're heading to Las Vegas. Bubba is currently in 4th place as far as the standings. He's the only car to have top 5 in both races. And now we will see if the Toyotas really have some speed. Because now you can figure out whether you got speed on the track or not. Everything else was restricted. So now we're going straight out, see who got the gas.
It's funny because Chevy's won both races, and they won actually all the stages in both races. So no one has still been able to top Chevy yet. And so Toyota's been the closest. I mean, the Fords has been pretty competitive, with Logano and Cindric and Blaney. They all been there. They crashed in Daytona, but they showed great speed in Atlanta. But them Toyotas is right there, but no one has won outside of Chevy yet. So I think definitely
they all the races. That's
true. I definitely think Toyota is going to win. I have Toyota winning Vegas. Now, who in the Toyota? Of course, I'd like to go Bubba, but we'll see.
So, okay, so they don't count the Clash at the Coliseum as a race. That was just what? Because Denny Hamlin won that.
That was just an like a warm up in a sense, like a tuner race. It's an exhibition. It didn't really count for anything.
Preseason.
Yeah, it's a preseason. There you go.
I can see that. Yeah, because that was kind of early, right after the Super Bowl. I was wondering.
Yeah, they just need to get rid of that race and put it back in Daytona. I don't know why we racing inside a football stadium.
Yeah, it made no sense. That track was small as it could be, man.
Like, there's no racing in that.
Yeah, I know. It's like 50 miles an hour. You had to hit the brakes. Be at the end of the track. I didn't like that race at all. Makes no
So
sense.
if they bring it back to Daytona, like how it was for years, you're able to bring that excitement back into the sport again, and people start getting excited for that type of race. But no one is really excited for the Clash in Los Angeles anymore. Like, it was cool for the first year when they brought Ice Cube out and performed. That was pretty cool, but it's not cool no more.
Why won't they do Daytona races like some of the F1 series where they race in the city? Maybe that'll help.
They raced in Chicago. They did Chicago last year on the street.
Chicago was cool. Yeah, that was a good turnout.
That's what they need to do. They need to race in Chicago.
They're bringing it back this year.
Yeah, what's funny though? I miss the old Chicago track. Like, I love the city. I love how, they drive in the city. You can see the skyline of Chicago in the background as they go over the bridge and stuff like that. Like, it's pretty cool, and I like that. But I do also miss the regular Chicago Speedway. That also provides some great races because you're able to utilize, the bottom and the top of the track. Like, anytime when you're able to do that and create 4 different grooves,
Yeah.
It just provides for great racing. But, it's a double-edged sword there. I like both. It's kind of hard to choose one.
Yeah.
Now, Steve, we don't have no roads in here, man, for any room.
We got bad enough streets now.
Hey, when NASCAR race, you're going to see some terrible stuff happening in the city, man. It's going to be some angry folk. We
got to send them around the Beltway. Just have them go around the Beltway. That's all.
Yeah, but
man, traffic is already crazy. Right, traffic's already crazy.
Making a 1-lane race.
Yeah, stay at home for 4 hours. You're asking everybody to stay at home for 4 hours and watch what happens.
Which it's funny you say that.
County's on fire. You know what I'm saying? Rockville is burning. Everything's on fire. Everybody
Rockville is burning.
Send through Rockville Park and all that stuff. Haynes Point, going around Haynes Point like this.
Haynes Point, yes, Haynes Point. I remember that. Do they still got the body coming out the ground?
Nah, they took it down. They took it down to the wharf, not the wharf, but
the harbor. The harbor, yeah, it's at the Washington Harbor.
Oh man,
it's down there by the Ferris wheel.
So
I had to bring that up.
A hole in the ground could be a pit stop.
Yeah. So the winner's the Richmond 500. That's the closest race to us, isn't it, Richmond?
Richmond 500. It's I don't know when that race is, but it's normally in the summertime, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Hey, let's go ahead and wrap it up, man. Hey, we appreciate everybody coming on and all the comments, man. Hey, go ahead and hit that thumbs up for us if you can. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, man. We do this to have fun, and man, anybody's welcome on the show, man. Just hit that link in the chat whenever you want to come on, and let's have some fun with this thing.
And who's doing this? Who's in here talking NASCAR from this perspective? I say no one. I say that we are the only channel that's doing that. We have Darius Newman. We have Big Al over here who's getting it. And he's even on travel doing it right now. And then we got my man BJ Morgan coming in, giving us all the right stuff as we all sit here.
Thank you, BJ. Thank you for schooling us,
Hey,
BJ.
thank you, BJ.
for schooling us.
BJ,
Hey, thank
you are. Hey, we expect you to be here. This is gonna be hard for you. You need to
How you
reach
say
out
the Aurelius? Aurelius?
Lewis,
Is that like a
Mr.
Yeah.
Lewis.
Well, welcome to the show, my man.
That's right.
Sister. What you ever wanted, maybe.
No, it's a Mr. Hey, let me tell y'all something.
I don't know. I mean, Aurelius?
Who knows? But
Oh my God.
everybody on the show who came to
so
watch
wrong, man.
us, and those that came to watch us live, but those that came to watch us after, please like and subscribe. This helps us to move things, and it helps us to grow this channel. And we only do this because guess what? It's something that you probably thought about too. Hey, NASCAR is here. This is 2 races. We're looking for the third. When's the next race, gentlemen?
Sunday, baby.
Next Sunday.
This Sunday or next Sunday?
This Sunday coming
This
up.
coming Sunday.
This
Las
coming
Vegas.
Sunday. You're going to hit me up, Newman. Deacon's going to hit me up. Al's going to be asleep because I'm going to hit him up. And we going to and we watch this race Sunday.
Hey, don't ignore Deacon. Don't ignore Deacon when he sends you that reminder either.
That's right. That's right. Hey, remember it's gonna start between 3:30 and 5 o'clock.
You think?
You gotta hang in for the honky tonk. But after that's over,
Hey, man.
Green flags.
Deacon talking trash right now. He'll forget the call.
Hey.
But I'm going to depend on all of y'all because I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it.
Hazards.
all right, fellas.
Let's make it happen.
We appreciate everybody, man. And we'll see y'all next week.